Sydney Swans have had the weekend off. Now they get ready for Port Adelaide. They welcome them to the SCG on Friday night for a chance to play in the 2024 Grand Final. These boys were there in 2022, and this man, Chad Warner, was far and away the Sydney Swans' best player on what was a really, really disappointing day. He'd be jumping out of his skin with an opportunity to try and get back there along with the rest of his teammates, and Sydney Swans have been the best team in the competition, the home and away season. That's for sure, and now the opportunity presents itself on Friday night. And Chad Warner's been good enough to join us. Welcome, Chad.
G'day, Gary. How you going? Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, mate. We can't wait for Friday night. The Sydney Swans have been a fantastic story all year, and now it all comes down to a game against the Port Adelaide Footy Club. How did you spend the weekend off? Are you a footy watcher?
Yeah, I actually played a bit of golf with a few of the boys, and then, watched both games. Love watching my footy, just like a fan, so it was a pretty nice weekend for me. What
was your takeaway? Do a little bit of reviewing for us on the back of it. What was the thing that struck you most?
Yeah, I think probably the thing I took most was out of the Port game. I think just how high pressured the game was. Watching the game as well, how hard they were going. I actually got a bit of that nervous feeling in my stomach. Just sitting here on the couch. So I think the pressure and hit that they brought is going to be pretty hard to go up against, I reckon.
How does this final series feel for you, mate? You had a fantastic series in 22, but unfortunately lost the grand final by a fair margin. How have you personally felt going into this first week when you beat GWS last week and obviously this week?
Yeah, I think it feels like we're pretty confident in what we can do, and I think having won the way that we did against the Giants the other week, and I guess showing a lot of fight and not giving up till the end, really, I think gives us a lot of confidence going into this week. And in relation to 2022, I think it feels it's very similar to the start of that final series. Hopefully we can go one better this year, but we got another job to do this Friday night.
Chad, in reference to 22 and the way that you went about, I suppose, what happened on that grand final day, and you were excellent on that day, mind you. You've worked with Emma Murray around, as a group, around the connection and coming back to each other. Luke Parker mentioned on radio earlier in the week that he felt like you determined that you'd gone into your shells in that grand final. We've got a bit, before you answer that question, a bit of vision here from earlier in the year with Goulden and Grundy, yep. And in the middle of a game, they're coming back and connecting with each other.
Oh, wow. You all right? Yeah. Great contest. Yeah. Good boy. Let's keep going. We've got 2 minutes. Yeah. Stay connected. Good boy.
So if you could tell us a little bit about the work you've done with Emma Murray and what that actually means to you in game and what you expect to get from each other in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, exactly. She's been so huge for us this year. I think the best thing she does is just make stuff so simple as well when you really think about it, and you kind of kick yourself a bit as to how much we do complicate it at times. But yeah, when you talk about that connectiveness, I think it's the one thing that we use, whether the team or whether an individual yourself is kind of maybe not playing to the standard that you want to, and kind of getting out of your own head and helping someone else, or even just confessing, I guess, how you're feeling during the game and if you're struggling a little bit. I guess it felt like for me as well, that's helped a lot this year, and I guess helped us through bad times as well.
So if we use the qualifying final as an example, you needed to really work hard through that last quarter, through that last sort of 40 minutes to be able to finish the game off. Do you think that was an example of the team coming together under duress?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I think also having, I guess, trained it throughout the year and trained it as a group on the training track and doing a lot of mental stuff really gave us the confidence to, I guess, come into that three-quarter time huddle and still obviously know the job that we need to be done, but also stand there really composed. No one's yelling at each other, no one's panicked or blowing up at all. Everyone's just really urgent, composed, and just knowing what we need to do.
What about, Chad, a few weeks ago when the team was horribly out of form and a lot of your stars were out of form as well, especially when Port Adelaide belted you by 112 points? What impact did Emma have and just that whole group connection have?
Yeah, I think she wasn't with us as much. We kind of drove it ourselves as players that week. Obviously had a lot of experience with her prior to that, but yeah, that week we kind of just had a bit of time away from the club, and we all just went down the beach and I guess just enjoyed each other's company, to be honest, and talked about, I guess, the frustrations or maybe a bit of confidence lost that a few players and the group had, and we kind of all just connected, and I guess everyone kind of as well was feeling the same stuff, which obviously helped a little bit to, I guess, be feeling the same as other people, and you could talk about it, and yeah, I think that really helped, having a bit of time away from the club and then getting back in the training track and kind of refreshing and restarting.
How much, Chad, now don't be modest because none of us are, how much do you enjoy being great? As a you know, I watch you play footy and it looks to me like you just love it, and sometimes it appears you run at a player just to try and test yourself. Maybe I'm taking that too far, but how much are you enjoying being the man?
Yeah, I guess it's obviously helps a lot to have the players around you, and the team that I have allowed me, I guess, to play exactly how you said, to play with a lot of confidence, and I guess kind of push it as far as I can. Sometimes I do try and push a little bit far at times, but I guess that's all part of it, and I guess part of the way I play too, and having guys around you that I guess can do the same thing also inspires me a lot as well.
So is there internal, healthy competitiveness with Isaac, for instance, and Errol, and your all-Australian mates that all made that team this year? I mean, do you see them do some things? Tommy Papley here, we're watching set up Isaac for this match winner. I mean, are you watching that, and is that inspiring you to try and be better? Oh yeah, 100%. I think you guys would be the exact same. I think everyone in the AFL, if you didn't have that bit of competitiveness, against your teammates, you probably wouldn't be there. And I think the rivalry that we have against each other on the training track and with accolades and just I guess Isaac taking marks as well, that's something that I would love to do as well. But just the I guess things that each other do in a game, you look at that, and at the end of the day, you can't help but I guess be amazed by them as well, even though they are your teammates.
Chad, you are an energiser for your team, and perhaps the only bloke in the list or on the list that could challenge you is Tom Papley, and the energy that he brought to the team last week after missing a couple of weeks was huge. Talk us through what he means to your team, for your attitude, for your combativeness, and the way that you want to go about your footy.
Yeah, he's such an amazing player to play with. I think it showed how much we missed him in those couple months that we did have him on the sidelines, and whether he's getting in someone's face or kicking a goal or celebrating, it's all ignites us so much. And I think it's the stuff that he does without the ball and off the ball that really ignites us, and the effort, and obviously being a leader now as well, he really directs the boys around, and he's pretty firm in getting his word across, but everyone respects him so highly.
You mentioned the stuff without the ball. There was a 2v1 that he won, and then there was another 2v1 that Nick Blakey was able to win defensively in that last quarter week and a half ago. Were they highlighted, and are they things that Horse celebrates in the reviews?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the main stuff that gets highlighted at our footy club on a Monday when you come in. We all go up and have breakfast up in the kind of level 1 area of the facility and watch on the TVs. There's a lot of those types of efforts just to get that ingrained in our brains, and I guess obviously seeing that, like you were saying before, wanting to do what your teammates are doing, that's the stuff that we all see and I guess kind of want to do and be up on that wall, and it gets rewarded a lot.
Chad, can you take us beyond the scenes with Horse Longmire? So we see him up in the coach's box blasting Dean Cox for making mistakes up there clearly, and then we see the composed Horse during the week in the press conferences and post-game. What's the Horse that you boys see behind the scenes?
I think we probably more see the composed one, to be honest. I think a few boys have said they don't really enjoy being up in the box when they're injured, so they come and sit down on the bench. But I think we probably see the more composed and kind of passionate, caring coach that he is as well. He just has so much love for the game, and to be honest, probably puts too much time into it at home, I reckon. But he's such a great coach, and all the hard work he puts in really pays off.
Hey, What is it about Port Adelaide that you're not meaning to put you in a negative frame of mind, but the reality is they've had your number now for, I think, is it 7 or 8? The last 8, including the belting earlier in the year. What have you been able to work it out? What is it that challenges you the most?
Yeah, I think obviously I think we lost the last 8 to them in a row, and I think their midfield's obviously a really, really strong part of their team, and the way they're able to get the ball going forward, and obviously a lot of dangerous ball users in that team as well. And I think just their hit and contested possession, and like I said before, their pressure is probably one thing that I guess has got us in the past, and we're really going to have to look to fix this Friday night. I think our form in some of the games has actually been pretty up to scratch with them though, and I think the one last year here at the SCG, we went pretty well all game and then just let it down a bit in the fourth quarter. So I think if we bring kind of what we did at the start in that game, it should be pretty good night.
Chad, you're able to earn your first All-Australian Guernsey this year. Thinking of graduating from the half-forward flank into the midfield next year?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, whatever position you can get in the All-Australian team, I was so happy with, to be honest. And I think having that forward craft in my games really helped me this year. I've been working actually a lot with Paps and other boys, and Isaac as well. He's been helping me a lot too, and just a few little tips and tricks when you are kind of a mid-forward player. And yeah, to be honest, I was just happy to be there wherever.
What happened to the ties on the night, mate? You just showed a bit of Sydney casual look going, or no tie?
Yeah, well, the funny thing was, I think we were the only ones doing the right thing, because on the invitation letter it said cocktail and no ties. So we just followed that, and then everyone else kind of made us look a bit silly.
It wasn't cocktail, no black tie,
I think the Perth... Yeah, no, and then I think the Perth boys and the other Giants boys also kind of backed us up a bit there. But yeah, I think we're the only ones doing the right thing.
A few of your leaders this week, so Callum Mills won't play, I presume. Is that the case for the prelim final with a hamstring?
Yeah, so he's out. I'm not actually sure how long or how severe his hamstring is, and obviously it's been such a tough, long year for him. We're all so shattered and I guess disappointed in the way his season's, I guess, had to go for him. And yeah, I'm not sure who'll come in yet, but I think it's shown this year that we can do a lot right without him, and also the players who come in can play their role really well.
Taylor Adams a chance to come back in?
Yeah, I mean, he's been training really well too, and I think he's pretty fit, and he's throughout the week been training with us too, which has been nice. And yeah, I think we'll just have to see what Horse does, whether he goes with him or whether he put it back, and we'll have to wait and see.
Hey, mate, we're going to let you go. We appreciate you joining us. Geez, the house looks tidy. You've done the washing. You've got the towels on the couch, done the seats behind. Who did the tidy up there?
I think this is the only time it's been clean, to be honest. Had to make it look good for you guys.
Hey, we love the fact that you've been able to join us, mate, on a Monday night before a big prelim. We're huge fans. Love watching you play, and it's going to be a belter on Friday night. Good luck, and thanks again for giving us some time.
So good. Thank you very much, and yeah, very keen for the weekend.